Morning, everybody. Well, I'm in a sickie this morning. I'm in a right state. that backache that I had yesterday, it's just got worse. I don't know what I've done. I know when I'd emptied that water out at tank at camper yesterday, there were rain streaks outside, and I got the step out and I stood on them, on step to clean it, and I was stretching up to reach, and whether that's done it, I don't know, or whether we're bending over doing that model, I don't know what I've done, but I've hurt my back. I was supposed to walk down the canal to meet Mick, but I don't think that's going to happen. I've taken a couple of paracetamol and it's eased it off.
You've had a muscle soak bath this morning, haven't you?
I have, yeah. Thought, God, I'm getting in this bath, I hope I can get out of it. Oh, God.
You'd have had to shout, but somebody would have heard you.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah. No.
Crazy old age.
Yeah.
Tracy reminded me of a story yesterday. When I were tuning pianos, I always had a pair of slippers. I always took a pair of slippers with me. So when I got to the house, I'd take my shoes off and leave them by the door, front door. So that was an integral part of my toolkit, pair of slippers. Anyway, I went to this particular house, and I was about halfway through tuning the piano. And the lady come and she says, "Oh, Mr. Whetstone, I'm going to owe you more than just a piano today." I said, "Why?" She says, "Because the dogs have just chewed your shoes up."
They were quite new as well, weren't they?
No, they weren't. They were they were quite expensive and they were comfortable.
Yeah.
A really comfortable pair of shoes, but I'd had them a while. So no great sweat. Yeah.
Yeah. You said, "Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I did.
I'll go home in my slippers."
Yeah, I did.
Oh dear. Left him in all, and I think she'd got a puppy, hadn't she?
There were two, I
there
think
were
there
two
were
of them.
these spaniel type things.
Oh.
Well, they were quite young actually, all these dogs.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Always little things happening like that, but you can't remember them all, can you?
No. I'll tell you, do you know, I used to go tune this piano in this church, and it was always cold in there, and the strings and the pins, the tuning pins that put the tuning lever on, were just red rusty. It were incredible how rusty they were. You'd think they'd snap, but they didn't. And you know, that piano had stayed in tune for a year. Just went every year to tune it.
Strange.
And then they got a new vicar, and he said he wasn't going to put up with this church being so cold. And he had a new boiler and everything put in there, so that it was tepid. It never got too cold after that. Well, I went to tune this piano, and when I took the casing off, all the keys, the backs of the keys, the bit that you don't see, the part of the key you don't see, the wooden part, were just red. And literally, the rust had dried out on these pins and on the strings and dropped, just fallen off. And as I were tuning this piano, every time I were, tap, 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 tap on the strings, tuning it, and this rust was just dropping off onto the keys. And after that, that piano would never stay in tune after that. And eventually they had to get rid of it. And one of their parishioners donated a more modern piano to them, yeah. But I mean, under normal circumstances, a damp environment, no good for a piano, because the felt bushings on them, there's thousands of bushings, they all swell up, they absorb the moisture, swell up, and the action slows down, won't play properly. But because this thing had been in this environment for so long, it had just
adapted to
climatised itself to it, and it used to play all right and stay in tune. As soon as you changed it, that were it. Interesting. Now, what other interesting little anecdotes?
They don't like change of temperature, do they?
When we bought a piano, I used to have one of these humidifier things, these with prongs on, and I would never buy a piano if it had more than 11% moisture. And we used to have a dehumidifier in the room and extract the moisture out of the air. And when we sold a piano, Alethea's radiant chocolate covered.
No, it's a crepe.
It's a crepe.
A crepe.
A crepe.
Yeah.
It's a crappy crepe.
She sneaked on floor so she won't see on camera.
She does not want to ever be seen on this camera. Yeah, and when we sold a piano, it had a warranty, and we always provided a hygrometer, a hair hygrometer. It had a human hair in it, really sensitive. And we provided a humidifier, not a dehumidifier, a humidifier, and told the customer how to use it to keep the pianos from drying out. Because old pianos, when they made old pianos, I'm talking about 1900s, 1930s and that, they were all made out of timber that was air seasoned. They didn't kiln dry it, and it had much more moisture content in it did the older pianos. So if you put them in a centrally heated house with 8% moisture in the air, it just suck the moisture out of the piano, and it'd crack it, and it'd crack the soundboard, it'd loosen the rest pins so it won't stay in tune. It used to play havoc with pianos.
You used to put jam jars of water in bottom.
Yeah, we did.
Pianos before we got introduced to
Humidifiers. Yeah. Heck of they're really, really sensitive things. People don't realise. People putting pianos in a conservatory.
Or in a window where sun shines right in, it just ruins.
Red hot during the day and freezing cold at night. Couldn't be worse. Yeah. Now then, I made a video, didn't I, of something yesterday to put on here. I can't remember what I did, what it were about. I'll have a look.
Like you.
Remember what it was. When I'm here at Tracy's to get some exercise, I walk up and down the corridor upstairs, and I did a little video of me walk, and I go down the steps and back up. And that's what I do every day. Keep from seizing up, but it hasn't done much good, has it? Because I've gone and seized up. I also videoed a guy. I need to know his name to tell you, don't I? I'll put it on screen when I put it up, but it's a couple of videos of a guy who lives in a camper van, and he does things with lights. I ought to show him to Leafy. Leafy ought to follow this guy, because he's a photographer. He's into photography, and he photographs light. He does things at night with lights. It's amazing. I've put a couple of things on here for you to see. So, right then. Well, it's to build. I'm better.
So you're going to go check the name of the chap?
Yeah. I'll put it on when I upload.
Right.
Yeah. If you want to go and look at him, yeah. It's really interesting. I need to tell Alethea about him and all. Okay, because Alethea is into photography. She's doing A-level photography. What, love? What did you say? Tracy? Alethea?
At the moment, I'm doing photography at GCSE.
GCSE at the moment, right. GCSE photography she's doing. Okay, see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Oops, I'm down here.